Hey everybody, Tony D with a Hollywoke hot take, and this one's on Alyssa Milano. I got to get it on this. I just did a take of this, but it was 20 minutes long, and her Twitter meltdown is so long and boring. I'm going to try to just give you the highlights this time. And a bunch of people have already done this. Tim Pool, another thing called it was like Sparta Online or something. But it's just, Alyssa Milano really hates Trump. And I guess she's trying to reinvent herself as some political person. And, like a lot of people out in Hollywood, they've kind of hit a wall. They can't really get work. And now everything's hot politically, right? So everybody's trying to jump in on the politics game, you know? And look, Bill Maher, my old boss, he's gotten pretty good at it, right? At the beginning, even I felt when I was writing for him, I was like, geez, Bill wasn't very political before, and now suddenly he's sort of adopted this political persona. But he seemed to at least try to drill down into things, and he's never really drilled down that far, but he seems at least well read enough, on the issues to comment about them. And he has sort of a mostly centrist opinion. I mean, a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but Alyssa Milano just seems like she got on the train last and now is just shouting at everybody how they don't know what she knows. And I mean, there's just so much in here. But let me read you a couple of the tweets in this thread. I've got a lot of words tonight. Care if I vent? Yeah, what are you going to do if we say, nah, not really. Save it for another day, Alyssa. Would you have stopped? First of all, whoever voted for Trump in 2016 and hasn't seen the light in the last 4 years is a complete mystery to me. He's horrible, and every day is a new low. It's not too late to do what's right. Get over it. You lost 2016, for Christ's sake. So unbelievable. So she talks about MLB can play baseball, but you want me to, or MLB can't play baseball, but you want me to send my kids to school. And she says that as if the government's in charge of both of those things. It's not. It's only in charge of the school if you send your kid to public school. But I assume you're a millionaire, Alyssa. I assume your kid doesn't go to public school. And if your kid does go to public school, what the hell is wrong with you? You have money. And then she talks, she's got all this drama for old people and kids, and then she just sort of drifts into Trump bashing, and our priorities are effed as a country, and they put kids in cages. I mean, it's just like the greatest hits of all the whining. And then she adds, and Native Americans have to fight to get a major sports team renamed. It's like first she puts the Redskins on the same level as the beer virus. It's killed 150,000 people, and putting kids in cages, which isn't even true, but if it was, you put the Redskins, renaming the Redskins as a priority. And then here's the big one. Here's the one everybody's been talking about. We live in a world where Joe Rogan's podcast has triple the listeners as mine. Dear God. It's like, are you trying to be funny? Because if you're trying to be funny, you suck at it, in my view. It's not funny. And if you're not trying to be funny, and the problem with someone like Alyssa Milano, she's whinged about so many things over and over again. If I did this, you'd probably think, oh, he's goofing around, right? Because he doesn't normally complain this much. But when Alyssa Milano runs through a list of venting, I mean, you have to make the venting so ridiculous. If you had added, and they had an innocent syrup has to rename itself because Aunt Jemima's no longer culturally relevant. If you added stuff like that, and then you went to Joe Rogan's podcast, that maybe it would have worked. Or if you added if you had a list of serious things and then added Joe Rogan's podcast, that was the most important thing, maybe. But first off, I don't think anybody, especially me, believes that you have a third of Joe Rogan's listeners. Joe Rogan has the highest rated podcast in the world, I believe. I mean, everybody listens to that thing. And it's a good podcast. You couldn't pay me to listen to you. I'm sure you're just crying and complaining and whining all day. I mean, listen to this tweet. Donald Trump is the worst. Ooh, stunning and brave. Hello, what is he going to do between the time he loses and Biden is sworn in? He'll still be in power. We are so effed. 150,000 Americans lost. Blah, 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 blah. And then she segues into, speaking of 5-year-old, my daughter said to my parents last weekend during a socially distanced visit, I'm sorry I lose my words, but I don't get to talk to a lot of people. Well, why don't you talk to your daughter once in a while? She seems kind of lonely. Then she complains about eating carbs and this is one of my favorite. And the collective pain. Oh my God, the global pain. She sounds like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space. Oh, the collective pain. Oh my God, the global pain. You cantankerous tin can. Loss and uncertainty and heartache and dreams destroyed by this administration. Yeah, that's not too dramatic. That's not too hyperbolic. Oh, and I'm done venting now. And then she's not. And it's just like, ugh. The last one is, nope, wait, one more thing. Check your voter registration, because it's all about the Democrats. Request your absentee ballot. Make sure your friends are registered, because we've got a country to take back and fight for. The only way to win and heal is to move forward if we make it too big, too rig. Guess what? You spelled that wrong. Too big, Toobig, that's correct. But then too rig, you use two Too, rig. Should be Torig, rig. So you can't spell. And I don't believe your podcast is anywhere near that popular. Sorry, don't believe you. And my God, and here she is. Oh, I'm going on Instagram Live. That was 2 hours ago. You know, who cares what you think, Alyssa? You know, at least my boss, he was a comedian. You know, comedians, they kind of drill down into things and they get political once in a while. You were an actress on Charmed and a few other things like, oh, I know a movie you were in. You were in Lost Boys, right? Was that you in Lost Boys? I like that movie. But you know, it's like you don't really have the bona fides except that you're known for complaining on Twitter about Trump, just like everybody else in Hollywood. Like, if you had got on this train a couple of months before, maybe. But really, I think this is... And what are you going to do if Biden does win? What's your podcast going to be then? Oh, Biden did something good today. Oh, yeah, did he? Yeah, it was really good. Whatever he passed was great. Oh, that's nice. You need Trump, or you're not going to have any audience for your podcast. I'm glad I reshot this, because... I'm telling you, reading those tweets, it was like a drilling into my head. The voice of Alyssa Milano. Alyssa, go back to acting. I mean, you're an actress. You're not a bad actress. Like, be an actress. You know, Hollywood is looking for women. They're looking for women directors. They're looking for women projects. This is the time for you to get in and make a real career for yourself. You know, you do some serious acting. You can make movies about this crap. They love it. They love it out in Hollywood. They're green lighting things left and right for women. Don't waste your time on Twitter anymore. Get back in the game. You have a shot. You have a shot now. Your shot couldn't be any better. Excuse me. You have a name. That's worth something. Don't throw it all away in political BS. Because in a few months, this is all going to be over, and everybody is going to be probably annoyed with you as I am.